Hi, this is Matt Fetterman, and today I'll be talking about solving a moderately hard Sudoku. And I'll go through a Sudoku that's somewhat harder than some of the examples I've seen on the web. Here's the notation I'll use. You can see box 1, box 2, box 3. These are the larger boxes. There are 9 of them. And then in column, I'll label the rows 1 through 9 and the columns 1 through 9. Here's a moderately hard Sudoku, thanks to the LA Times for letting me use it. You can download it from this link that I've included here, so I hope you'll download it, print it out, and then work along with me. Let's get started here. First, there are some easy squares. If you're familiar with Sudoku, the 6, 4, and 2 in the top 3 boxes are pretty straightforward to get. And this leads to some more easy squares, the 9 in the top right and the 6 in box 7. Okay, here comes a slightly more advanced technique. In the upper right, in large box 3, there's 4 empty squares. There's 4 numbers, a 5, 1, 8, 3. Of those 4 numbers, only the 5 can go in the lower right. That's row 3, column 9. So we put the 5 there. In row 3, there's 3 numbers left, 4, 6, 8. Of these 3 numbers, only 8 can go in box 3, so 4 and 6 have to go in box 2. And it's clear where the 4 goes and where the 6 goes because of the existing 4 in column 6. So then the 8 must go in box 3. There's 2 numbers left in box 3, a 1 and a 3. It's clear where the 3 has to go because of the existing 3 in row 2, so then it's clear where the 1 has to go. And now we've completed box 3. This leads us to a 1 in box 1, which clearly has to go on top because there's already a 1 in row 2. And another easy one is the 8 in box 1. Now in column 3, we know there needs to be a 4. There are 4 empty spaces, but only one of those can handle a 4. So the 4 goes on the bottom there. Okay, this one's going to use a more advanced technique. In box 4, the 4 has to go in the first column. So now we look up at box 1, and we see there's a 4 in the first column, a 4 in the third column, so there needs to be a 4 in the second column, in column 2, and there's only one place it can go. So writing down those red 4s, the possibilities, allowed us to determine the location of the 4 in box 1. Then the 5 is also determined. This leads us to an easy 5 at the bottom of column 2. There's only one spot left in column 2, and there's only one number left, so let's put the 7 there. Time to write down some numbers. In the central box, box 6, there's only 2 places where both the 8 and 2 can go. So we're going to write the red numbers for 8 and 2 there. Since we have 2 boxes, 2 spaces, no other number can go in those 2 spaces. This is a very useful technique. If you look at where the 6 can go in the central box 4, there are 2 spaces, but one of them we've written 8, 2, and we said no other number could go there. So now we see there's only one possible space for the 6. So the red number technique has again paid off for us. That 6 leads us to an easy 6 in box 6. Here's another easy 6, this time in box 9. And now an easy 5 in box 6. Just a note, in Sudoku there are sort of hard parts, and then once you get to the hard part, often easy parts follow. So sometimes you can't get it, and then you figure something out, and then you crack it wide open. In this case, that 8 and 2 really helped us out. Next comes another easy 5 in box 9, row 7. Only one spot left in row 7, and let's put the 7 there, which is the last number. In box 9, the 1 can only go in one place, so we're going to put it there. In row 5, there's only 2 slots left, for a 1 and a 3, and it's clear where the 1 has to go because there's already 1 in row 5, so then it's clear where the 3 has to go. In box 7 we need a 1, and it can't be in column 3, it has to be in column 1. In box 8 we're going to need a 1, and that is easy to determine. In box 4 we need a 1, and that's pretty straightforward to determine. Now I got a little stuck, so I started writing down my little red numbers everywhere that seemed like a good idea. Typically I don't write down too many numbers, and I don't write down more than 3 numbers in a box, but they really help. Sometimes you really need to just write down the possibilities. My red numbers paid off, and I saw that column 5 needed a 5, but there was only one spot where that 5 could go, in box 2 in row 4. So I wrote down that 5. And previously I'd written down 2 spots for the 4 in box 5, the central box. When I wrote down the 5, that eliminated 1 spot, so the 4 has to go in box 5, row 6. And the last 4 I wrote determines the 4 in box 4, and the only one left in box 4 is a 3. So now I've finished off box 4. And now that has ramifications for box 6, I can figure out where the 3 and 7 in box 6 have to be. So that's pretty easy too, and you can see things are starting to fall into place. And you could probably finish this off yourself. There's a 7 and 9 that follows pretty quickly in box 5. That's going to tell us the location of the 7 and 9 in box 2. That brings us to the 9 in row 9. And now we can finish off the last 2 numbers in box 9. We know where the 9 and 3 must go. The 3 in box 8 is determined, and we knew the 5 had to go on top, so now we figured out the 3 and 5 in box 8. That brings us to the 3 and 7 in box 7. Moving right along, we can finish box 8 with a 7 and 2. That will tell us where the 2 and 8 have to be in box 7. That should be box 5. And finish off box 2 with the 5 and the 8. And we are done. Great. Well, I hope you see some of the more advanced techniques that we can use. There are definitely far more advanced techniques, but these are some good basic techniques that illustrate how you think when solving a moderate level Sudoku. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to the LA Times and Universal UClick for letting us use the Sudoku. My name is Matt Fetterman. Here's my email. Here's my website. And for those of you who want to learn more, I recommend a book by Peter Gordon. It was by Mensa, the Advanced Sudoku Guide. Okay, good luck solving your Sudoku.